What's up, YouTube? This is Galaxy Stream. Been a while, but I'm back again. This time we're playing around a little bit on Dueling Book with a new variant on an old favorite deck of mine, Paleo Frog. I like to call it a boy and his frogs. This time a little more on a competitive scene. We do have one card that you're going to see in the extra deck that is OCG. We're waiting for it to get released in the next set, but I figured I'd go ahead and showcase a little bit of the deck. This is going to be the first one. It's against Metal Foes. There will be 3 games. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to do a little voiceover on top of it to kind of go over my mindset. Alright, so we'll go into the first game. So I did win, actually, I'm sorry, I did lose the first rock, paper, scissors, and I opened up pretty subpar, but double dupe frog is never, it's always better than opening up the double Ronin totem, because at least it does give me an option for the swap frog. And it looks like my opponent over here, Austin L86, is testing out the grinder golem loop. And I know I've been out of here for a while, but I do know this combo, and I know how powerful grinder golem is, just a dominating force for link summoning. But, I mean, looking at my hand here, I got a Paleozoic, Dynamiscus, and a Canadia, so I've got a Karma Cut, and a Book of Moon, and as well as that Pot of Greed play, so we can get through this. We're going to see how well he opens up here. He's got the Stealin', he's going to go ahead and activate it, get some trap cards. Honestly, against this matchup, the more cards are on the field, the better for me. So I went ahead, set one of the dupes, ran into the Link Karibo to trigger that effect. And I did draw into another Dynamiscus. So, little confusing play. I know looks like he really wanted to get those counters off, that he took the 1300. And as you can see, that's definitely going to be the downside of this first game for him. It got me that swap frog that I really wanted. And then I was able to Book of Moon the 1, and then Book of Moon the second summon to stop that Electrum from coming out. And when I dropped the swap frog, he scooped it up, going to game 2. Confusing enough, he let me go first. I did a light sighting on here, only small back row removal, and I opened up pretty decent. Just looking to get a swap frog on this draws, and luckily there was no Ash Blossom, but we didn't get there, I don't think. But we did get an Ash Blossom of our own, only set in 3. And dude opened up Grinder Golem again, just going in on those link summoning. Ended up getting the Skull Deed. I did have the Ash Blossom for that Skull Deed, which did not want him to have a new hand. This is right here just to verify that he did use 4 monsters for that Skull Deed. He does go ahead, adds a few more monsters. I triggered the Paleozoic, get rid of the Searcher, did the other Dynamiscus to get another scale out of the way. He special summoned off of the Skull Deeds. I'll take that 28. No big deal, but I did have the Scapegoat for the end phase, and this Scapegoat is honestly where it's at on here. This makes this deck have just a whole nother play. That free topo, swinging in there for 3,000, definitely put the game state in my favor. He did top deck that good Archfiend to get rid of that 3k. Unfortunate, I did draw one of my secrets, and it was my only target. But with the 1 free Ronin summon, I was able to make that Mistar Boy, push in for a little bit of damage here. Good, I drew the Reckless Greed, lets me get some extra free cards. A little miscommunication. He was 100 attack power higher than me, but I was able to get my Ronin back, keeping some advantage. And then the Reckless Greed is going to be, this turn is just kind of where it's going to be at here. Make the Olenoids. Olenoids is going to get the Dynamiscus, which will banish his monster from the extra zone, which will summon another Dynamiscus and swing in exactly for game, which will take that 2. So, besides again, he learned his lesson. He's letting me go second this time. Which I wish he would let me go on first. His hand would have been nutty going first. But he does a little bit more Billy Break stuff back in the day of Cleefort, using the Monolith and Scout combo. So I know he's going to be finishing with the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which, I mean, this, of course, always draw Maxi, turn too late, but set it up, got the Duke Frog, and getting ready just for the extra searches. My main mindset right here in this moment field was I want to get his Infinity to trigger. Because with my hand and my field, he's definitely got the advantage. So I really want to make the Maxi that's in my hand the most valuable. So I did play the Dynamiscus to force out that activation. So that way, I was hoping that he would just kind of walk into that, which, as you can see, he does. He does declare the attack. With that being negated, I was able to flip it down. So he decides to get rid of his scales and just go all back row, which I love seeing that. And I was able to cleanly get off a nice Swap Frog, which will set up a Toad, which got rid of the Infinity. That was the first step. And then being able to get the Dupe Frog on the field, and now my Maxi became live. So with that, we're gonna see that's there's our one for one, our +1 by getting the Swap Frog to my hand, and he just kind of goes in on this one. So +2, +3, totally awesome, is going to get destroyed, adding another card back to my hand. So +5 so far for the turn on a sacrifice of just 17. I mean, a little more than 2,000 life points and free Swap Frog effects. This is where a little miscommunication again. He didn't realize that Swap Frog effect is on the summon, so I would get that Ronin. With no cards in hand, free to go Pot of Desires, get that +2 or -9, whichever one which one you are. This is where he decides to rage quit right after this. No, I'm going to back up just a little bit. I'm going to pause right on this summon. For any of you who aren't aware of Paleozoics, their Olenoids has the ability to search when it has a trap card underneath it, but its requirement for summoning is only 2 level 2 monsters. Its actual effect is you can play Paleozoic trap cards from your hand as spell cards, pretty much, while he's face up on the field. Because I don't have a trap underneath him, I can't take advantage of the other ability of searching a Paleozoic from my deck. He didn't understand that, and he did try to take the Olenoids, but it's, of course, like all other Paleozoics, unaffected by monster effects. So we did have the Rage Quit just a moment right after this, which you saw, which I did play out my hand a little bit, which you'll see me getting rid of this. That would have been a swing in on him, and then make a Toad and start clearing out some more back row with Cosmic Cyclone, and I would have had another Reckless Greed to keep myself for just the 2 turns. But honestly, it was good games up until the last Rage Quit right there, but it was nice to see the power of this deck, especially being able to draw into the Ash Blossoms and having that Maxi. Really proud of, really like the deck. Make sure to comment, like, and leave any notifications or comments you have down below on what you think we can improve in the deck, and also what you think about the deck. All right, thanks guys.